Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 413th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, December 30th, 2021. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be a host today. And as usual, in these weekly Knowledge Seekers workshops, we are joined with Mr. Mehran Keshe of the Keshe Foundation. And I think he's ready to go to start today's workshop. Hello, Mr. Keshe.
Yes, good morning, good day to you. As usual, whenever you listen to today's series of Knowledge Seekers of the Keshe Foundation, we are here to extend the knowledge and expand what we call understanding of the beauty of the Creator, which we are part of. The soul of the man is beautiful, and with it carries a beautiful knowledge. It is just knowing how to tap into it. As we are, if you are a believer of the Christ, in between the Christmas and the New Year celebrations, we find ourselves in a very peculiar situations that a lot of things are moving in the way we wish and the way it is. I would like to thank the support we received from Universal Council and the Universal Council supporters and Keshe Foundation supporters in the elevation of the soul of the what we call negotiators in Vienna. The news is good, and hopefully within the next few days we reach some conclusions the way we wanted to take pressure and pain from many people which were affected by the sanctions. It came to the point of break, but now we see it with the support of what we wished. The soul of the man changes and elevates itself. And we thank the people within the structure of the negotiations for their resilience to be there to make sure something can be done. And there's a lot of good news to come out in the next few days from the negotiations. When it mattered, we interfere. And when it came to the point, a lot of support has been created by the Keshe Foundation from national governments. We thank the American administration for their great support, and especially the British, in allowing the whole thing to fall in place. And at the same time, we would like to thank His Eminence Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran in support of him appointing the head of negotiations, one of the closest people to him, to be there to make sure this time it's not negotiated by people who will sell the interests of Iran, but they're there to serve Iran. Mr. Bagheri is extremely close to His Eminence Ayatollah Khamenei, and we are aware of his position from the beginning, and that's how we could create influences in the background. He will bring the closure to this matter in the next few weeks, and at the same time, we will see great changes. As we said, in response, the support to what we received and what we released, Keshe Foundation will open the Arizona Center as a center of the what we call transfer of intellect from Iran to United States. And this process has already started thanks to John, who is a solid supporter and knowledge seeker, that we have moved from, if you remember, the manufacturing side in Arizona to research center. And we are hoping and we know that NASA will join us in this endeavor. We have brought in and in close contact communication on a daily basis with NASA. We will see them to be part of the Arizona venture. With them, they're bringing Boeing and Lockheed Martin and other American space agencies that we work in a rapid way. Everybody is waiting for what we call flight enhancement unit to arrive in Vienna and in US. And from there on, it'll become the job of the Keshe Foundation Austrian side to fulfill the delivery of the reactors. And a new type of reactors will be introduced in a space flight in the next couple of weeks when the whole structure comes together. The whole process has taken a long time, but it needed to bring maturity and peace before we go into the next phase. what will be interesting is how we'll take the next phase, how things will take shape. As the Chinese say, 8 is a lucky number. And this year we have many 8s coming together. And the lucky day starts from the beginning of the year. The first day of the year will bring us many, many good lucks. As I lived in China, I understand the whole process of the whole understanding of the need to be as part of the whole structure. We start the year 2022. In March of this year, in the Iranian New Year, we will reach the same. Both year starts the lucky day. And in that process, the double 8 will bring us a prosperous year. Understanding it is amazing, and we are still targeted, and we are still targeting for 6th of June 2022 for the first flight to moon. First flight, independent flight, set up not by Keshe Foundation, but by collaboration of the organizations internationally known as the space agencies, Iran, China, Russia, United States, and in the long run, we will see Japanese as part of the work. We hope to bring other states in, and then we'll see the next, what we call cycle of life. Today's teaching is very simple. It's about you. We have worked for 1 year together to get to this point. We are reaching our 9th year anniversary starting soon of what we call the teaching cycles. And what we would like to hear is from you today. How you feel in the past years of teaching. How you feel the future will hold for us now that we see man has reached peace and will endeavor to carry on with this process. It needs a lot of support, raising the soul of man. And as we've seen, we stop the wars, and no army is there to fight again. They talk about, because that's how they used to talk about wars and then getting done, but now it's just a voice. We see progress, we see massive changes, we see expansions in Keshe Foundation. We have set and sorted a lot of things which are hanging around the Keshe Foundation for past, what we call 15 years, all has been sorted. We have a few, what I call dots to put on our I's and cross T's, and by 2022, we are ready to go full blast. And as I said, we believe and rely on knowledge seekers, but the work of the knowledge seekers in 2022 changes. You have learned about the ethos of the soul. You have learned about the ethos of the knowledge of the foundation. Now we bring outsiders, and your job is to teach them, to enlighten them with the knowledge that with their expertise, they bring a new dimension to us. We bring consultancy, but part of our negotiation with the consulting group is they have to understand the ethos of the foundation. They have to understand the knowledge of the foundation. And this is where the knowledge seekers come in to teach the ethos, to teach the way we think the fields interact, to see how things are done. And then with their expertise, we lay a new dimension, a new direction. We set up to see and to be part of this process. And then in that process, we become, in a way, teaching and in a way progressing rapidly into the dimension of understanding. Humanity has entered a new dimension, and now we have to be there to support it. We have to be there to understand it. We have to be there to be part of it, irrespective of time, place, and position. Many of you are getting enlightened in different dimensions and directions. And how would you, as knowledge seekers, participate in this change is entirely up to you. We ask you to come in to teach those who are building the sites for the expansion of the Keshe Foundation, to the architects that understand how the building has to carry the soul of the man in it, how it has to be a place where he absorbs the energies of the universe and the rest of it. The teaching changes from me to many of you knowledge seekers. People like Jalal, people like Alex, and the others who are working in the background, our dearest friends in Vietnam and other parts of the world which are working in this direction. You become the next teachers. The next cycle to show the progress, to show the what I call the achievements of everyone else. And we'll see what things will come in. We'll see how we progress as a what we call one race, and how people around us will bring this success home. We rely on what we call the support of the Keshe Foundation. And in that, we'll find out one thing. Mankind is ready for change. And the change will come in the course of next 12 months. Most of us, we will not talk about the war. Most of us in 2022, we will not talk about what we call viruses and everything else, because we'll bring the knowledge to be seen and to be understood, and with it, we'll find a new solutions in life. Many of our industries of today, in the next year, will change. Many of the ways we have used this planet will start to change. It's 7 billion of us, and it takes time to teach everyone. But the start of the process of the change as one nation, one planet, one race will start in this coming year. It is most probably important for many of us to understand why and how, and it's up to you to analyze, to sit back and to watch. When we talk to our fathers and grandfathers, they watched the man who was on the back of a donkey and a camel for centuries to become the bicycles and the motorcycles and jets and fly to the moon. No one has seen more evolution in the short time of their life than our fathers, and they adapted to it. They learned from sending a letter to handling the mobile phones and computers in their age-time cycle. And now our cycle will see much more bigger change. We will learn communication with the soul. We learn communication with the strength of thoughts. We learn transportation with understanding of the emotion. Our generation and the generation to come will see a bigger change. Change from the physical dimension to the dimension of the what is to come, the way the universe works. The mobile phone, the cars and the jet was a materialistic. We have taught enough that the man will grow to the new cycle. The change for many of us will be drastic. Moving away from eating to absorbing energy. Moving away from burning fuel and destroying the atmosphere and the environment to moving silently, to be present. In a way, many of us will change our behavior and attitude because we learned. We were afraid if somebody hear us close the door that nobody can hear and we can talk. Now we have no way to close the door to the soul of the man. What do you think is heard by the mother-in-law or is heard by the bride? So all thoughts has to be clean and clear. No chit-chat, as the soul of the man has no room and has no doors and windows to close. Our fear of being heard becomes our strength to become correct. And we'll see this change in the coming year, 2022. Many of the knowledge seekers will switch from the dimension of physicality in the dimension of work of the soul. I've seen many of you changing without you knowing. As I've seen this process before, I see many of the knowledge seekers will elevate to understand the process of the creation, and in that process become the light. We welcome and we celebrate the birth of Mitra, and at the same time her presence amongst us as the creation of the Creator. And this has brought a change. And this will bring many changes, as the mother of the creation has chosen the earth to be mothered by, and we learn more. Many of you will walk away from diseases without you knowing why. but you understand that your soul has elevated and the dimension of physicality has changed with it. We'll see a lot of things change in this year as new technology through understanding of the plasma and other sciences will bring a new breakthrough for the world of science. The biggest point and the biggest change will be the opening of the 3 positions in Tehran, in Vienna, and in Arizona, where everybody moves and everybody does the same thing, but target is the same. If you remember, in 2014, we did such a thing. We, with the thought of 2, stop the system, while 3 systems were running in Germany, Canada, and Italy. Now the same system exists again. We always work on the 3 base. And with this time will come the elevation of the soul of the man, not the stopping of a motor. And this is the reason why we have chosen the 3 spots. Is not coincidental. Nothing in my work has ever been coincidental. Has a reason, and with it will bring the change. The beauty of it is that the American government does not know how to handle the transfer of technology to US, and receiving it and supporting us has been one of the main ingredients to stepping down from the war. Stepping down from conflict was the biggest thing we were expecting with the American administration, and we respond to His Excellency President Biden. The space technology of Iran is open to the United States. The way we see it will open up to many, many of us. Many of the knowledge seekers will be invited by invitation only to join different centers for short time or long term for development of the space technology. For sure, we see many, many old guards in. We see many people with a lot of knowledge to be in support and within the reach of the knowledge that we can transfer to educate so many new hundreds and thousands of scientists that are still in a matter state to convert in this understanding of the plasma, and many of them will reach to the height of new understanding, and they bring us that position. Colonization of the Earth in a coming decade as a full-time base on Mars and beyond will become as normal as what we do today. We go from one city to another. This time, we produce everything at the point of demand. This time we produce everything, even elevation of the soul of the man at the point of demand. And then the change will come. I thank especially the Iranian administration and Iranian leadership, His Eminence Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran, to be there to support for the Keshe Foundation to reach the position it is today. And with it, we'll respond positively to the changes which are set to come to Iran. We will invest a lot of time and effort to make sure Iran stays the center of intellect, irrespective of who will be in a position of power in Iran, as it will be carried by the nation and not by government. We offer you our best wishes for a new year to come to those who are believers of Christianity, and many of our nation's calendars work by the promise and belief of Christ in Christian calendars. And in that process, we become part of one nation through the teaching of the Christ. We welcome you today to share your feelings and not try to answer many questions. What do you see of the future? In what you have learned? What do you understand of what will be the future for your children and your great-grandchildren, and even for yourself? Where you thought you might live 60 years, now you live 150 years. You have just spent a third of your lifetime. What are you going to do with the other 2/3 to come? They used to retire us at the age of 60. Now we are just small children and still got another 2/3 to go. How are we going to participate in the society? Are we choosing the retirement and hiding in the rooms and reading magazines and newspapers and watching TV till the time comes? Or are we changing our position and becoming productive and active part of the life of this planet? with the knowledge we carry. When Noah lived 50 years, they thought it was a very, very long time. Now, many of the man's cycle will be 500 and 1,000 years. Then you can see life will be very extended. Would the government decide on our pension and when we can pack it in, or do we start a new cycle after what the matter state completes and we become elevators of the soul of the others through what we do? And see how we can change the tradition by knowing we still got another 60 years or 90 years or 100 years left to live to be in the dimension of physicality. Would we sit in the chair, or do we get up and bring the change? The future is very bright. The future is extremely beautiful if you understand what sits on the other side, and there is never a deadline or a time zone or what we call country or a nation. Man decided to draw the line for nations. Man decided that 60 is the time when we pack it in because we want to or we have to. Where in fact, as there is no nation, there is no borders, there's one nation and one planet, there is one soul. Would we support the other souls with our soul to elevate? And then we find out there is no time to be a pensioner, but we have to pension out to the others to elevate from our knowledge and our feeling and emotion. As I said, a very happy new year to you, even for those who are sharing it with the bears and the others. And at the same time, many of us will see a new change in 2022. And I hope that the time has come that we have no more leaders, but we have collective leadership, trust in our soul, but it's the leader of our lives. And with it, we receive the support of the Universal Council and the Earth Council to see the change and the transition. I'll leave today the floor to you to share what you've seen from the past, what you will see for the future. And I thank you to be a knowledge seekers and be there to share so openly with the others the knowledge of the Creator. Rick, I leave the floor to you to carry on.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kesh. Well, I know for me, I could start off, I suppose, seeing that I was kind of there at the beginning of these teachings. And these teachings were based on the Knowledge Seekers workshops were based on the first public teaching workshops that Mr. Kesh put on. And they ran for about a year before the Knowledge Seekers workshop started. And before that, there was the Kesh Plasma Reactor Group that I started. And Mr. Kesh liked some of the work that we were doing with reactors that were roughly based on the patent that he had put out and those ideas, using gases and rotating reactors. And that one thing led on to another, and here we are in years later in the Knowledge Seekers workshop. So it's been quite a journey, and in many ways, some of the reactor experiments and research kind of went to the background as other things became more prevalent, the GANS technology, the nanotechnology, and especially the soul-based teachings in the last years. So, but now I hear rumors and see that people are becoming more interested in actually working with the reactors as more of the vision of previous times, something that produces power and lift technology. And I know that in this new year, there are people out there experimenting with this, and people associated with Mr. Kesh that are ready to go to present this technology. And it is a very, very exciting time. And I think we're going to find that there will be multiple points of people will just start sort of producing this technology, even though they might not even know about the Keshe Foundation, because it's time for the plasma technology to be prevalent on this planet. And sometimes when certain technologies or inventions, when their time is ready, like the radio, for example, was invented in two opposite sides of the planet at the same time, even though the people doing it didn't know about each other's work. I think the airplane was that way as well. So I know that it's time. I can feel it, and I'm really looking forward to this new year. In the next few months, will show the changes, and we are so fortunate to be living and experiencing and able to see the changes that are happening now. So we have a hand up here, so let's go ahead with Antonio and see what Antonio has to say. Go ahead.
Morning, Rick. Good morning, Mr. Keshe. I'm looking forward to what's to come with the new technology. I'm already experimenting with it in my farming practice and with the plasmas and the CO2 and that. But what really means a lot to me is the ending of hunger in a world of plenty and women and children starving. And this technology will be helpful to that cause. The ending of weapons, that really means a lot to me. The medical system no longer needing drugs, that's something to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to that. And the science of nature, balancing the body naturally, that really means a lot to me. And the teachings of the soul has been very impressive. Although I haven't understood everything, it's pointed me in a direction that sometimes, when the penny drops, it's not always straight away. And I'm looking forward to silent, fast travel. That's something that I think in the near future, many, many people will think and understand that the change is coming, and we'll see ourselves as one humanity, one race, one nation. So thank you. I really appreciate everything you have done, Mr. Keshe and Rick, and all the knowledge seekers, and the service, this great service. It's just a wonderful way of becoming in touch with one's soul, is to serve. And I understand that Mr. Keshe has said that that we are here to serve, not to be served. And I agree with that totally. I think that we can grow in service and understand who we are by serving others and not thinking of ourselves so much. So I'm looking forward to what's to come, and I'm putting into practice that. The plasma technology, in the way I can understand it, but also I think it's also your intent that comes in with it. And so, yeah, thank you anyway. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Antonio. We have Salamia as well. Go ahead, Salamia.
Hi, Thank you, Rick. Hello, Mr. Kesh. Hello, dear fellow knowledge seekers and all friends from around the world, because we are all like a friendship, even like a family. So in the future, for me and for all knowledge seekers and other people which elevated their soul, the planet, it will look as a common soul. And this common soul will create in the physical reality common structure, putting in the middle the soul, which is our leader. Putting in the middle the soul of all beings, not only of human being. In the future, we will protect and will defend the integrity of our common soul, living in a network of souls, choosing the leading soul which will protect all this community in plasmatic reality, but also it's important in physical reality to have this common denominator, the protection of an elevation of our divine soul, because we are created from divine rays, from the creator and Mother Mitra, and we are co-creators. We are able to co-create other cycle of creations. We can become souls and sons of new universes. This is the elevation of our soul, to understand what we are at the soul level. That at the soul level we are all principal matter, and principal matter is everywhere because we are interconnected at the soul level. This principal matter is a philosophical stone search for many alchemists, for many philosophers and scientists from the past and from the future. If we'll understand that this principal matter is a corner, is a holy grail, which unite everything on this totality, this means that in the knowledge we are elevated. And we understand that Mother Mitra is just feminine energy emanated by the magnetical field, creating this vortex, this spiral, this toroidal force, which move everything and make everything to grow according to principle of, for example, Fibonacci sequence. This is a unicity, Mother Mitra, this energy of love, this light, is a common denominator of all creation. Together, we form the cup of the Unicos. The cup is the creator, and the content is Mitra, and we are part of this content because we were created by our beloved mother, Mitra, which is present everywhere at any time at the principal matter level as a divine race, and is within our soul. The leader of the humanity will understand this truth of the creation and will conduct themselves according to the guidance of the soul. Our own soul, aggregated and interconnected and entanglated, if I can say like this, with other twin souls. But beyond this entanglement, everything is just one, is connected. We do not have entanglement anymore. There, everything is together, past, present, future, because we do not have space, we do not have time. There is a eternal essence of the creator, which is Mitra, and there is our true essence. So we are eternal at the soul level, as a principal matter, as a race of divine. We are together, and we will not see in the future reason for fighting for access to limited resources, because we will understand in the next era of peace that universe, our solar system, is abundant in energy, and all what we need is energy, because everything has a field in this world. Each element has a magnetic field, and this magnetic field creates his own soul, this gravitational field, which feed this field, and this energy is emanated by magnetical field, but also magnetical field can receive from the soul of the creator energy as a magrav. So totality is a magrav, is in equilibrium. One word, equilibrium, for me means peace, and condition to create peace at the soul level and at the soul of humanity and of the universe level is just balance. We have to understand that everything has a soul, even an atom and a proton and a neutron. Anyway, neutron is a soul, but every small particle and the fields also has a soul. And at this level, we all communicate, and we are all the same. We are equal. So why do not reflect in our real life this eternal plasmatic reality and life, if we can call like this, because the reality has to be the reflection of this substructure, of this plasmatic reality. This plasmatic reality is a condition for the materialization in the physical reality. So if you would like to have an ideal world, first of all, we'll manifest it in the plasmatic level. I mean, at the soul level, consciousness level. Doesn't matter what is the name. The reality, plasmatic reality is the same. It is not necessary to manifest in the real world. But if we wish, we can manifest this plasmatic ideal life and world in physical reality, as is written on the Bible and other holy writings. We will create the empire of the Creator. So from this ideal world here in physicality. This is the aim of us, and this is our mission as human beings, to respect the laws of the universe in the reality, and to understand that we human beings, we are the unicos. At the soul level, we are the totality. If we will expand and we will free our soul will expand, they will become the consciousness of the unicos, the soul of the unicos, who at this subtle, substructure level, we are totality, and we are together. We are a common organism, if I may say like this. And we have to understand that each part of the organism as an integrative system is interconnected, and if we will create problems for a part of this organism, we'll create problems for entire organism. So humanity as an organism, a biological organism, if I may say like this, has to work together as a one planet, one nation, one spaceship. So in this new Eve, we do not have another option. This is a logical option. This is the option at the soul level, so at the intuition level. This is the truth, that all we are just one. Creator is within us, and we are part of the Creator. We feed each other in a Magrav relationship, in equilibrium. And if you'd like to become co-creators, we have to follow the laws of the creation, of the unicos of the universe, the law of the creators. This is a vision, my vision. Maybe some people will think this is a utopia, but utopia is not an unreal place. Utopia is a reality. Some people teach us that is not real, but the truth is that we have to dream an ideal, an utopic place where to live together as a family. Otherwise, we will phagocyte, we will destroy our civilization. We need this force of dreaming, this force of vision, common vision, this dream, this ideal world of peace, understanding, unconditional love, and equilibrium. Much love. I apologize because I talk too much. Sometimes this is my nature to talk, but I apologize for this. This is also my emotion, my feelings, and my connection with the creator and comes from my mother, which is Mitra. Much love to all of you. Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe, because you elevate my soul and you came in my life just to fulfill my mission derived from my name, sorry, which is Salomea means peace. Let's work together and give free our technology instead of signing in exchange, sorry, for signing the Treaty of Peace. And I hope that through technology, this common technology of plasma, we will share the same dream, and we will use this technology just for peace of the mind, peace of the soul, and peace at the planet level. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Salomia. Mr. Keshe, you have a new picture on the screen there. Would you like to